The Hall of Famer Barry Sanders joining us on behalf of Rocket Mortgage, Super Bowl Squares Sweepstakes. Barry Sanders joining us on the program. Mild-mannered Barry Sanders. Look at that. Just Barry in engineering joining us on the program here. You ever get confused?
I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said about me, man.
Really?
Barry in engineering. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's good to see you, though, man. Good to see you.
Do you ever get confused for anybody? Do they think you're somebody else on the streets?
Yeah, I've been called a lot of different folks.
Like who?
You know, like, oh, you're that boxer guy or something like that.
A boxer?
You know?
Okay.
Or, I've been called Deion Sanders.
Okay. Better athlete, you or Deion?
Ooh. I mean, if we're being honest here, he did play like 2 professional sports.
Okay. But you could have played college basketball.
Well, again, he played 2 professional sports.
Okay.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Better football player.
Between me and Deion.
I got Deion on tomorrow, so whatever you say.
You do? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's a tough call, man. Let me call you back later on that one.
No, come on.
I never even. Hey, Deion, man, he has like several rings. How many rings does he have?
Well, he got a few.
He has
yeah,
several
but
rings.
you stayed with one team. That's why you didn't get any rings. He kept bouncing around. You were loyal.
I didn't get it done, man. I didn't get it done. That's all there is to it. I mean, I got to give it to the guy with the rings. I'm never going to say I'm better than Deion. He was such a phenomenal. And I know, I mean, obviously he'll tell you how great he is. But
what about Bo Jackson?
Between what? Better,
Deion and Bo.
Oh wow, man, that's a tough call. That's as far as better athlete.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I would probably say if I had to pick one, because there's just 2 choices, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Bo.
Yeah,
Bo. Absolutely, Bo.
Would you?
I'm sorry, Deion.
Would you rather be your size or Bo's size at running back?
Well, growing up, I would have said absolutely Bo Jackson size.
Yeah.
Yes. Give me that all day. Yeah, I'll take that.
But you would sometimes be able to squat down or be behind the line, and then they couldn't see you. Bo, you saw Bo.
Yeah, I think, it's nice to be able to, like, in Bo's case, run over a guy or run around him. Just take your pick. Just depends on how you feel that day. I mean,
did you? But you didn't try to run over guys, did you?
No, I tried to avoid that part of it. Yeah, I tried to avoid that part of it. Unless I knew it was a small guy. I
was also wondering, so you see Stafford, he gave everything to the Lions, but then he was like, hey, can you help me get out? Like, did you ever broach the Lions and say, you know what, maybe I just, can I go to another team? And
I didn't.
No, never thought of that back then.
Not really, no. Not really. I just pretty much hung up the cleats. Went on about my business, but no, I never had that sort of a conversation.
And Michael Irvin was talking about Tom Brady when you announced your retirement. And he thinks that Tom is probably having second thoughts about, like, you go home, and then you're like, now what do I do? What was it like when that first month when you retired?
Well, I mean, it was a challenge just because there was a lot of just media attention. And so, yeah, I mean, I realized that, those are kind of difficult days, just trying to understand, okay, I just retired.
Did you get depressed?
I normally, no, I don't think so. I think I was ready to leave at that time. I think I was really ready, but it certainly was an adjustment. I mean, because you realize that, okay, now I'm in training camp. So which actually, if I was depressed, you get over your depression real fast when you get to you're missing training camp. So.
Does Emmitt Smith ever thank you for not taking his record? Does he ever just say, Barry, thank you for not playing longer because you'd be the all-time leader?
I mean, he hadn't said it in those words exactly.
But he should.
I don't know. Hey, look.
Come on.
I love. Hey, Emmitt. He's a good friend. I see him all the time. It's interesting because I see him at card shows and stuff like that, and they're like all these people that know him, not from football, but like from Dancing with the Stars.
Did
He's
you
definitely
ever
a better dancer.
Did you ever think about being on Dancing with the Stars?
I never did. No.
Did you?
That's something I
Did they ask?
Yes, they did.
Really? I don't think you have any rhythm, do you?
I mean, it's got to be in there somewhere, right?
No, because you told me you never celebrated in the end zone because you didn't have the rhythm to celebrate. Were you just
something
joking?
like that?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
but would your dad have been mad at you if you did all of those, dances and Michael Irvin stuff, and after you scoring a touchdown?
oh yeah, he would have definitely had something to say about that. Yeah, he would definitely have something to say about different things like that. But it was just my personality. That's how I played the game. I never really even thought about it, doing something. And as a running back growing up, what more is there to do but score a touchdown? So yeah, I never thought about, okay, yeah, what else am I going to do in addition to doing that? So I don't know.
You're right. I mean, you did what should you be drawing attention? I'm paying you to score touchdowns. And then you score a touchdown, and then you want somebody to notice that you score a touchdown, right? What am I paying you for?
Well, I always thought the job was done, but hey, to each his own. That's how I played the game. But I probably also, you can add in there, I just didn't have any rhythm as well. So,
would you rather be a running back for the Bengals or the Rams? Would you rather be Joe Mixon or Cam Akers?
I would think, man, that's a good question. I would probably say Bengals. I think Joe Mixon's probably going to get, he's probably going to see more action, even though Cam Akers has done a great job and they use him, but you would think that Joe Mixon's going to get the most action of any running back in this game.
And plus, out of the backfield too, catching passes.
Yeah, and he's been a good pro running back for a lot of years. But yeah, I would say Joe.
He's Barry Sanders, the Pro Football Hall of Famer, with us usually every Super Bowl. Talk about Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl squares here. You want to give the pitch there?
Absolutely, yeah. My friends at Rocket Mortgage are just giving away more cash again this year with Super Bowl squares. The way it works is every score change, someone wins $50,000. They're going to have 2 grand prizes that they give away at halftime and at the end of the game of $500,000.
Oh.
So go to rocketmortgagesquares.com to learn more about it. The entry window closes this Friday at this Friday midnight. We're done. And again, it's free to play. So, a lot of great reasons to play. You can maybe win some cash. And most of our favorite team probably not playing in the big game.
Yeah.
But, a great way to be interested in the game and maybe walk away with some cash.
Who are you rooting for?
I'm kind of leaning toward Stafford and the Rams. I mean, I love just I feel like Matt probably has as much to prove as anybody in this game.
But the
Bengals,
Lions don't get a partial win.
we don't get one.
No. Like you should have a Super Bowl parade in Detroit if Matthew Stafford wins. He might not show up, but you can just take a little bit of credit there.
I think there's certainly some Lions fans that are absolutely taking some credit, right? I know for me it's just I love seeing a great player just put in a great situation to be successful, and to see everything just fall in place around him. To me, it's beautiful to see that. Because I can't even list the number of times people will come up to me and say, well, when Matt was in Detroit, is he the answer? Can he win the big game? So I think he answered a lot of those questions this year.
The Danettes, I sometimes allow them to ask questions. So, Paulie, I'll start with you.
All right, 2-part question. When you're playing, what was the team where you go, oh, this is going to be a fun week? This will be a great week for you personally rushing. And do you ever hear anything during a game when you torch somebody, twist them around, where you could actually hear them say something like they knew they're burned?
Well, the first part, what's that?
The team that you knew you were going to get 100
I think okay, because I saw it as sort of a different question initially, because obviously there's a lot of great teams and defenses.
This is the opposite.
Right.
Where you just
well,
went.
I think probably early on, maybe just I love going to Tampa Bay. Leaving Detroit in December or whatever it is, going down to play there, and they weren't the best in mid '90s, early '90s. So I had a lot of really good games against them.
Did you ever hurt anybody's feelings on the field where you actually?
I try my best. Absolutely. I try my best to.
I know, but it's really not in your personality, but you did embarrass a lot of people.
Yeah. Right. I mean, but no, hey, look, when you're a big target out there, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, man. So you know how it is.
Oh, yeah, I do. I still love that story that Barry Switzer tells about when Thurman Thomas was at Oklahoma State, and Barry said to his team, "Whatever you do, don't hurt Thurman Thomas because Barry Sanders' his backup is better than him." Did you hear that story?
I always love hearing that, and those are some just great times for me because I love being at Oklahoma State, and just each year I got a little better, and I love being Thurman Thomas's backup. I mean, I went in there and there were a ton of running backs from Texas and Oklahoma, and growing up in Kansas, okay, those are the places where football players, where they grow them, but each year, I got a little faster, stronger, bigger. I moved up the depth chart, and by the time I was a sophomore or so, then I was firmly implanted as Thurman's backup. And so I left a good impression on some folks if they were saying that about me. So
yeah, Todd, you got your question for Barry Sanders?
I do. Who's the biggest trash talker? Because you were so elusive. Someone that really would put a good stick on you and had something to say, or mumbling it as you go by or went back to the huddle, where you're like, wow, this guy's got a little too much to say.
The guy who's a big trash talker, there's a lot of guys, but like Charles Haley, you just knew he was just like crazy, because because he's a guy that, just nonstop talking and threatening you and all kinds of stuff. And obviously the guy has 4 or 5 Super Bowl rings. But
how would he threaten you? Like he was going to kill you?
Something like that. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say he was a big trash talker. There was a guy for Green Bay. He was a linebacker earlier in my career. I can't remember his name, Jamie Harris or something like that. He was another guy that just nonstop talking trash. But Charles Haley was definitely up there with the best of them.
Seton, do you have a question for Barry before we say goodbye?
Yeah. If you didn't go to Oklahoma State, where would you have gone?
If I didn't go to Oklahoma State, I would have gone to probably either Iowa State or Tulsa. Those are my 3 options: Oklahoma State, Iowa, and Tulsa. And Tulsa was probably as close to where I grew up in Kansas. They had a decent. They're decent now, but they had a decent team back then. And I probably would have played earlier there. And so that was one of the schools that. The next school probably in line to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I'm going to guess you probably would have played a little sooner than you did at Oklahoma State if you went to Tulsa.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. You would have been the greatest running back in Tulsa.
I'd have to go back and look at their roster and see who was there. But
hope the family's great. It's great to see you. Barry Sanders on it, joining us on behalf of RocketMortgageSquares.com. Thanks for stopping by.
Dan, always great to see you, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Okay? Appreciate it.
If you're watching on Peacock, when we take a break, I'm going to ask Barry if he can put some moves on the Danettes. Let us know sort of how he did this a few years ago. Are you capable of doing this without pulling a groin or something?
Do I get a chance to stretch out a little bit? Can I stretch a little bit?
You can. You can. All right. We'll take a break. Back after this. Frank Gore's still playing, isn't he?
Where is he?
I don't know.
Recently.
Dan, we got the video.
Okay.
As always, we do have this
Oh,
queued
is this
up.
the poor Patriot
Behind
guy?
Oh, boy.
No offense. Standard definition.
This guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not nice.
You should send him a gift basket.
That's not nice.
Did they win that game?
Probably.
I feel like they won. I feel like they won
Patriots?
that. I think they
Don't
did
they
win
always?
the game.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. That was
Okay,
good. That was
so
good.
is that Scott Mitchell? So this move right there to there.
It's the head. You just see
Come on.
That's not fair.
That's
is it?
not
That should be
nice.
outlawed.
That's just
that
mean.
should be outlawed, man. You can't do
It's
that.
not
They're winning the game.
Yeah, of course they're winning. You're the Lions. Don't you know how this ends?
about
Oh, my bad.
Wow.
It's okay.
That's not necessary.
Okay, so
that hurts.
let me understand. Paulie will be the defensive player. So
Right.
when you're running and
Oh,
you
I'm right. Okay, he's
Like if I was
Oh,
getting-
look at that. Okay, look at that expression on his face. Look at that expression, man. He's serious.
okay, but how do you
No.
read somebody that you know how you're going to make a move?
I didn't play a lot of football.
I'm gonna guess you're cutting to the right on this one.
Yeah.
He's leaning a little
It
heavy.
depends. It depends on okay,
But let's
where,
say I'm
where
right-
the sideline
I'm right
is and
here.
things like that.
I'm
But
right.
hey, you maybe give him a little jab step to see if he'll go for it, right? You know, give him a little jab step, and if he goes, then I'll just go the other way. Right?
No stiff
You know?
arms?
Sometimes, or you give him a jab step, right? You go jab step, or you spin or something like that.
gone,
you know?
gone.
That's
Just stuff like that.
So what
you know?
if there's two
Just all the
defenders,
stuff you
though?
do in your backyard at home.
You two
It's
go.
nothing.
If there's two defenders, are you splitting them or are you trying to get around the
Like
outside of one or the other? If there's two,
your worst nightmare.
If there's two.
it's
These
us
two.
coming up on you.
I think if there's two, then you pick like the weakest link. Right?
Which is-
You pick the weakest link. And you get
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, let's go hit him. Ready?
oh, you got